The New Zealand Baha'i community was overjoyed at being given the bounty of welcoming Hand of the Cause, Enoch Olinga, on 2 occasions in 1958 and in 1970. During his 9-day visit in 1958, he met with over 4,000 people in schools, public meetings, and special gatherings with the Maori, the indigenous Polynesian people of the land. One of the highlights was a visit to Rotorua, where guide Ranji conducted his party through the thermal and sacred wonderlands, followed by a special invitation to visit the meeting house. Julie Raika, the grandniece of guide Ranji, recently shared those precious memories with Enoch Olinga's daughter, Grace Olinga Manis.
Welcome to Hinamahi. Hinamahi was opened in 1927 and it was built for guide Rangi by her grandfather. After looking at the photos, your father obviously was one of those many very important or VIP visitors that have come into the house, along with Queen Elizabeth and Prince Philip and many others, and we'll go through the photo album later. But before we do that, I want to put on the cloak that your dad, the cloak that guide Rangi actually put on your father when he was here 40 years ago, was it? Yeah. And my mother, who has since passed on into that world, that one eventually we all will, she was an expert at traditional weaving. It has been remodeled so that all the feathers are the same. It's just, yeah, it's gone into panels, and we've actually had 2 cloaks made out of it. So I'm going to dress you as your dad was dressed, wearing this cloak, holding this mere, and the taiaha. And this taiaha belonged to guide Rangi's father. Okay, and that's a picture of him up in the photo. And I'm just wondering now whether you're feeling the same values within those things that your dad may have felt.
It's a very lovely feeling, having it on. I never dreamt I'd be here today doing this. Yeah, it's a real honor.
It's my pleasure, Grace, to be a part of it too.
To complete the historic meeting, Julie and Grace recreated the scene in front of the consecrated meeting house. Manu and Margaret Alai, longtime pioneers to New Zealand, escorted Grace through the sacred grounds just as they had 40 years ago with her father, Hand of the Cause, Enoch Olinga.
Why do you feel your father, Hand of the Cause of God, Enoch Olinga, felt a need to come to New Zealand and, in his own words, to especially bring a proclamation of who Baha'u'llah is to the Maori people of this land, the indigenous people?
I don't really know if I can give that a full answer, but I know my father had the Pacific in his heart. He loved the Pacific, and I believe, I don't know, he felt close to the Maori people, though he hadn't met them, and basically because they were the indigenous people of this country. He will be remembered for his big heart. He had a big heart. He will be remembered for his beautiful smile. He had a great sense of humor, and he enjoyed a good joke. He had a contagious laugh. He just yeah, he will be remembered for his generosity. I've heard people talk of him, of his kindness, of his love, and of his giving, and he was a giving person. There were 8 of us, 8 children that Dad had, but in Uganda, I think my father has educated, I don't know how many hundreds of children. He's been responsible for sending them to school, and people, they call him Papa Olinga.
On saying goodbye, the Baha'is of New Zealand realized the true meaning of love, humility, and devotion to Baha'u'llah, demonstrated by Enoch Olinga, the father of victories.